Good morning. Welcome back again. Can I say welcome back again or just welcome back? It's just redundancy. My name is Walid Khalid. In this podcast, we'll discuss some research on the three elements that will make you succeed at work, in life, and in learning. So I find it very important to mix these kind of three things because at some point you might realize that you've done a lot of work, but you stopped learning, or you kept learning a lot, but you never achieved your potential at work. You didn't become rich. The kind of job that you're doing is just enough to pay for your bills and to barely make, ends meet and just to provide for your family. And this is not the case of the bigger crowd because people want to be rich and people want to be continuing in the career and in learning and in adaptability. So there is this research that was conducted by MIT, Massachusetts Institute of Technology, and by Harvard. And they discovered three things that should you just pay attention to will definitely help you achieve your potential. And these three things, for those people who are just not having the guts to carry on listening to this podcast: adaptability and continuous learning. Two, social and emotional intelligence. Three, motivation. Not looking here, but it's purpose and intrinsic motivation. And these maybe are not scalable on the scale of tangibility. Now, what am I supposed to say to people who just say, well, how can you translate that into something that is tangible, that is seeable, that is touchable? Let's get started and rewind to the beginning here: adaptability and continuous learning. This generation of people is very soft. And I'm saying this based on my anecdotal evidence and my personal experiential observation. Since I am a professor, I teach at the American University in Baghdad. I've been teaching for more than 15 years. I've taught hundreds, if not thousands, of students all over the canvas of Iraq and Middle East, and back in the United States where I was studying and working as a graduate assistant. There's an age gap between Generation Y and Generation Z. And Generation Z is this generation. They're soft. They have different kind of mindset. I am not sure about their adaptability, but they are born um, and they are on God's watch to be resistant. And I'm pretty sure they have been provided with the immunity system to overcome the challenges of their generation. So I'm not worried about that. And I trust that they have the potential skills to overcome the kind of challenges that they will face in their lives. However, based on the scientific research, because we just need to prove whatever we're saying, adaptability and continuous learning is rule and condition number one. If you want to really succeed at work and life and in learning, you just need to find potential ways of being adaptable. The ability to learn new skills, adapt, and to changing environments. To changing environments is the alternating environment. So instead of being adapted to sit on a very soft sofa, sometimes you have to train yourself to sit on a wooden chair or to take notes while standing or to walk for long hiking distances. These things that not all generation are accustomed to. I do believe that what challenges you changes you. And this is something that I've seen, I've gone through myself, my friends, my colleagues. They keep drawing comparison between this generation and previous generation. And I really think that every generation has their own genetic adaptability and adaptation tools to overcome whatever kind of tumultuous terrain, whether that's socially, politically, or educationally. And to embrace تحتضن lifelong learning is critical. And lifelong, I would say this should be the motto, the slogan of most people. Lifelong learning is really important. Like if you trace back the scientists, the Nobel Prize winners, most of them left legacy, legacies, and some of them just died in their office while they are, writing their biographies or working on a research. I'm not sure if this is the case for everyone around the world, but whatever you're doing, whatever you're passionate about, whatever your hobby is, just keep doing it and just keep improving it to the last day of your life. Research shows that adaptability is essential. So, this sense of adaptation is important to succeed in both education and the workforce. As technological advancements and global changes continuously reshape industries, we have seen what ChatGPT has done to the world. All of a sudden, translators, um, coding software engineers woke up the next day and there is a replacement and they were laid off from their companies, their big corporate companies that they would have never thought they would be laid off from just because they were replaced by, you know, this um, wizard, this kind of magic that is called ChatGPT. So, adaptability to new situations is very important. Otherwise, you're just going to die out and people will pick up the pace and override you. MIT, which is the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, which is the um, institution that is hosting and has hosted major pioneers in the fields of science and technology like Noam Chomsky and etc. work on learning agility. Learning agility is the ability or the capacity to actively learn. The dynamism of that highlights that individuals will continuously seek new information, update their skills, and approach challenges with flexibility, are better equipped to succeed in complex, fast changing environments. So, the complex, I am blamed that I change my mind a lot. And I have a principle, and this principle is the only constant thing in life is change. So, you need to constantly update your information to seek knowledge from the next generation, to distribute the kind of effort. If it's just bearing so much weight on your shoulders. And that is the soul, the spirit of the teamwork. It's a new novel thing in our culture of Middle East where people are ruled by dictators for generations over generations, and they don't seem that they can work in teams. I think there should be some sort of training of generations on the importance of working in teams, because big companies succeed if they just distribute their work and each one knows his or her job description. Most people are hired in this country in particular, they don't have job description. They just work in vacuum. Things are done ad hoc and randomly and haphazardly and in very chaotic style. Just enrich yourself with a lot of research and a lot of videos on emotional intelligence to satiate yourself with what social and emotional intelligence mean. The research and social intelligence means. The research underscores means highlights the importance of interpersonal skills, the way you communicate, because guess what? In Iraq, Middle East, even in Western and European countries, it's not what you know, it's who you know. I'll say it again. In Iraq, Middle East, and the whole world, the way you are hired is highly dependable on who you know to bring you, to gravitate you to their own orbit. Once you're in forever. That's why we see a lot of unqualified people get very high ranking positions and decision making roles. It's not because what they know, it's because who they know. So the importance of interpersonal skills and emotional intelligence, including the ability to collaborate, communicate effectively, and manage relationships. In today's interconnected world, people who excel, becoming excellent at teamwork, leadership, and empathy are more likely to thrive, which means to succeed. Studies from Harvard's Project Zero and other learning models have stressed how social and emotional learning can improve performance in both academic and professional settings. Settings means the context, siyaqat, purpose, and intrinsic motivation. I would just take this with a grain of salt because it's really hard to measure intrinsic motivation. However, there's this kind of willingness of people to do something because they're passionate about or because there is some good reason, valid reason for them to carry on. Success in life and work is strongly connected to having a sense of purpose and internal motivation. Every video I make in this channel, every gadget I buy to improve my work, I always think about the value that I will get to people and for me from doing this kind of work or buying this kind of gadget. And the reason is finding the purpose in your life. And this is part of the lifelong learning journey. Everything we obtain is something that we use and utilize. It's not in our own ownership as much as it is something that is utilizable by us for a period of time that is temporary. People who find meaning in what they do are more likely to persist through challenges, innovate, and achieve long-term goals. Now, probably if you dig that deep in my channel, the most common terms, two most common terms that I use, consistency and persistence. And I think that is manifested by how much valuable these two words are and how effective and influential they are in terms of the kind of value that they will add to people who are just passionate about their work. Harvard's grant study and other that this word is pronounced longitudinal, longitudinal, longitudinal. Research demonstrates that people who identify a personal mission or motivation are generally more successful and fulfilled. If you have a vision, if you have goal that you can see or predict, you will never care about the road bumps, the little checkpoints on the way to that journey, to what you want to achieve. Whether you want to be a pilot, whether you want to be a scientist, whether you want to be an influencer. Now, I have a final message here for this generation or for people in general. Don't be fooled by the algorithm of Instagram or Twitter or Facebook that prefers short reels and fool you to think that the value of beauty is more important than the value of knowledge. That the value of, let's say, appearance is outweighing the value of knowledge. Look at what we inherited from the Sumerian civilization and other civilizations. Writing, it's not beauty. What we inherited from the older civilizations and from religion, knowledge, value. So don't think that just because this application pushes you to appreciate more short and transient kind of shots or photos of beauty and appearance over the value of education and the amount of distraction that you get is tremendous. So I have this message to you: value knowledge more, value education more, have a target, work really hard on yourself, try to disconnect yourself from the internet, read more. Just read a book every 6 months. I'm not pushing you to read a book every month because this is probably really challenging considering the fast pacing world. But should you want to be a really successful person, I really think you cannot do that without reading and without being able to communicate and to know people. And the kind of people that you should know should be the best, should be better than you in what they do because they will transfer you to where they are. Thank you very much.